morning everyone, how are you all? So today I am here with my new video in which we will discuss about de Broglie hypothesis. And this hypothesis basically used by de Broglie to explain Bohr's second postulate of a structure of atom. Now the thing is, what is the second postulate of Bohr's? So in structure of atom, when we discussed about the postulates given by the Bohr, in those postulates, second postulate was very important postulate. And in second postulate, Bohr stated that out of all possible orbits, the electrons are permitted to rotate around the nucleus only in those orbits whose angular momentum is equals to the integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. This we have already discussed. That means जितने भी आपके परमिटेड ऑर्बिट्स होते हैं एक एटम के अंदर न्यूक्लियस के चारों तरफ, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स केवल उन्हीं ऑर्बिट में घूम सकता है जिन ऑर्बिट्स का एंगुलर मोमेंटम that is mvr is an integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. So this was the second postulate given by Niels Bohr. Right? Now integral multiple, this can also be termed as quantization. Right? The term quantization is also can be termed as this. Right? We have studied in electricity, you must have studied like Q equals to Ne. Charge is an integral multiple of electronic charge. Right? So that also you can term it as a quantization of angular momentum. Right? So how this explanation or how this condition was given by Bohr, this model was proposed by him in 1930, right? And he proposed the model. And after that, after 10 years of this, that is in 1923, a French scientist de Broglie, he studied the atomic structure of Niels Bohr, and he actually gave a hypothesis or a proof to this condition, that from where, how this condition is true. Niels Bohr did not give any explanation or any proof regarding this condition. He proposed it, but the proof and the derivation and the theory behind this condition taken by Niels Bohr was explained by de Broglie in year 1923. That is after 10 years of the proposal or postulates of Niels Bohr. And this hypothesis was verified in the year 1927 by Davison Journal. They did an experiment. In that experiment, this particular hypothesis was explained by them in the year 1927. Then de Broglie got the Nobel Prize regarding this study of your hypothesis. So, what all these things, how they all occur? Actually, the things happens from the theory of relativity and photoelectric effect of Einstein. Right? When Albert Einstein gave a photoelectric effect in which he explained that light has dual nature of radiation, he explained about the dual nature of light. Now, what is dual nature of light? Symbolize that it has particle nature also and it has wave nature also. Particle nature, that means it has photons in it. Light is a bundle of photon, right? That means a dual nature of light symbolizes that it has particle nature also and it has wave nature. That means propagation of light is in the form of wave. Light propagates in the form of electromagnetic waves, we know that. And it has a particle nature also because it contains a particle known as photon with an energy equals to hf. Right? So this dual nature of light gives an idea to de Broglie. He stated that if light which contains a photon and which is moving with a very fast speed, that means that any matter particle can also be associated with both the things. Like it can have a particle nature also and it can have a wave nature also, if it is moving with a very fast speed. So if it is associated with the wave nature, then it should have a wavelength also. So he said that any particle, any matter particle can be associated with the wave nature of the particle also. And to that wave he said a term called matter wave. Right? And the wavelength of this matter wave he gave as lambda is equals to h upon p. And this wavelength is also known as de Broglie wavelength. He said that any particle which is moving approximately to the speed of light or have a very large velocity, so it will also show the wave nature, and that wave nature must have a wavelength, right? And that wavelength was given by him, that is h upon p, or in place of p is the momentum of that, it can be written as h upon mv, right? So this theory of de Broglie basically used by him to explain the second postulate of Bohr's. In that he used the concept of stationary waves also. Standing waves, in class 11th you must have studied about the concept of standing waves. And there are two kinds of waves, standing waves and progressive waves. Standing waves, they do not have any kind of energy. Progressive wave, the energy is transmitted from one point to another point. So there is a theory behind this also, that how he get this explanation. So he used two different concepts of theory of relativity and photoelectric effect. So photoelectric effect is there done by Einstein, right? Albert Einstein, and theory of relativity also given by Albert Einstein. So he studied both of them. From theory of relativity, he, like Einstein equation, he used E equals to mc square. This energy mass equivalent equation, we already know it. So from theory of relativity he got this expression, and from photoelectric effect he got E equals to Hf, which we also used, right? E equals to Hf, that is energy of the photon, right? जब तक ये फोटोन की एनर्जी किसी मेटल सरफेस पे नहीं पड़ेगी तब तक इलेक्ट्रॉन इजेक्ट आउट नहीं होगा. दैट इज द फोटोइलेक्ट्रिक इफेक्ट, right? Emission of electrons when a photon is incident on a metal surface, and for the emission of that particular electron एक particular amount की एक particular frequency की आपको क्या चाहिए होती है, लाइट चाहिए होती है, तभी वो इलेक्ट्रॉन वहां से इजेक्ट होगा. दैट इज फोटोइलेक्ट्रिक इफेक्ट. अब इन दोनों एक्सप्रेशन से E is this, so from these two you can get mc square equals to h upon f. F is the frequency over there, right? And is the mass, is the speed of light. Now this speed of light can be written as mc into c equals to hf. Now this mc, mass into velocity, is momentum into c equals to hf. This f can be written as c upon lambda into h. F can be written as c upon lambda into h. So this c will be cancelled with this c. So p equals to h upon lambda. Lambda will go this side. So it comes as lambda is equals to h upon p. Do you see this? So this is from where de Broglie gave the expression for the wavelength of the matter wave. Right? Wavelength of the electron with which it is moving with the matter wave. Right? So this is from where he derived this expression. So this is something which is not related with your syllabus, but you should know from where this expression has come. Right. So I was talking about the explanation, how he explained the concept of second postulate. So I was talking about the standing. Let us talk about the stationary wave concept. Stationary wave concept you must have studied in class 11. Like for example, there is a string which is tied at two different points. It is tied over here also and here also. Now you plug it. When you plug the string, the waves are formed. And if it is not tied from here, the wave will pass by and there will be no reflection, as in the case of open space. And when it is closed, so there will be reflection of the waves. So with the energy with which it is going in the towards the front side, after reflection it will come back with the same energy. Now when the standing waves form, so standing waves formed when there is a particular nodes present at the both ends. Only few of the wavelengths will exist, rest of the wavelengths will cancel out each other. So how this formed, like for example any wave which go this way, after reflection it will come this way. Right, so this is a kind of standing wave. Right, wave is basically, if I talk about another concept, like a small wave is there. Right, so this is the wave propagation. After reflection, the wave will come. This is the reflection of the wave. So these are called the standing waves. Right? They have node at the both ends. So they are the standing wave. Now, if you see that a wave is basically known as one. This is a complete wave with a wavelength of lambda. Right? Now, in this, if I talk about it is only having this portion. So it will have. If the length of the string is L, so L will equals to lambda by 2 because this whole is lambda and we are getting only half of the standing wave. So lambda will become, means length of this will become lambda by 2. If I talk about here, so here is this is the one wave and this is another wave. So this is lambda and this is again lambda. So this is total is L. So lambda L will equals to 2 lambda. Right, so from all this is lambda, so L is equals to the, if this is also fixed, this is also fixed, so the reflection will this way, standing waves, so L will be equals to lambda. So from all this we find that lambda or L is equals to your n lambda. Length of the string or length of the standing waves is equals to an integral multiple of wavelength. Right, now when this concept comes to the rotation of the electron, right, so electrons में क्या हो रहा है कि आपका this we have already read. So electrons में क्या हो रहा है कि ये आपका न्यूक्लियस है, न्यूक्लियस के चारों तरफ आपका इलेक्ट्रॉन क्या कर रहा है, रिवॉल्व कर रहा है. Now it is revolving in a circular orbit. जो स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट है बोथ एंड से क्लोज है. सो एनी वेव which will be, because it will be this way, simultaneously the reflection will also go, right? So if this is an nth order wave, so as L length of the string is L lambda, so here what will be the length if this is R radius of the this, so what will be the value of L? L is equals to n lambda, and what will be the value of L? L will be 2 pi, R is equals to n lambda. This will be there, 2 pi, R is equals to n lambda. Right? Using this only we have used. So 2 pi R is equals to n lambda. Now what will happen? Just see, 2 pi R, now lambda according to de Broglie hypothesis, any matter wave which is generated will have a wavelength lambda is equals to h upon p. Right? So just see over here. We have three different equations now. First is lambda is equals to h upon p given by de Broglie. Then we get L is equals to n lambda. Then in n, for the case of this, we use 2 pi r is equals to n lambda. Right? Now this lambda value you put over here. So this 2 pi r will equals to n h upon p. Right? Now this p, you know, it's mass into velocity. So you can write it as 2 pi r is equals to n h upon mv. Now this mv can go over here and this 2 pi can come over here. So this implies mvr is equals to nh upon 2 pi. And what is this? This is angular momentum only. So angular momentum is equals to nh upon 2. So this is how, this is the second postulate of Bohr. This is what? Second postulate of Bohr. So this is how de Broglie actually explained the concept of matter wave which is associated with the electron, and he explained second postulate why Niels Bohr taken that only L will equals to nh upon 2 pi, only electrons are permitted in those orbits where the angular momentum of the orbit is equals to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. So this is how he explained, and this explanation was very much considered by everyone, and he got Nobel Prize in 1927 because of that, when it is verified by Zerman and Davisson experiment, which you will study in dual nature of radiation. Right? That is a very important experiment through which it was proved that this hypothesis is true. Right? So this is very important concept. In this, certain types of numerical used to ask, right, that velocity is given to you and you have to find out the wavelength of that particular electron. Innermost, an electron is moving in the innermost orbit with a velocity of certain velocity is given to you. Find the wavelength associated with that electron. So number of innermost orbit angle equals to 1. Right, this lambda is equals to, you can calculate, so easily you can calculate through this. Right, so this is an important concept. So get through the video. If you have got any doubt, we will start with the nucleus in the next video. Right, new chapter. So that's all. Thank you so much.